Introduce you to our Hachana Gemara workbook, which we just launched. It's a beginner Gemara workbook, and it's intended to give kids the skills to prepare themselves for the learning of Gemara. Remember, Gemara is complicated text in a foreign language with no punctuation. You know, there's a lot going on in the children's lives, and in order for them to master Gemara, we really want to give them every chance we can. Now, we published a Brachas Gemara workbook, and we got many requests from educators, mechanchim, all around the world, asking us to please make an introduction book that would be compatible with yeshivos or parents who choose to begin the children with the Gemara other than brachas, for example, Elam Matzias or Hamafkid. So we made this smaller workbook, a handbook, as an introduction to Gemara that's compatible for any type of Gemara. Here's the cover. The graphics are beautiful, and as our other book was. And I'm going to walk you through it. The first few lessons deal, for example, with where did Gemara come from? Who are these people? We have a concept of Torah She'Ba'al Peh and Torah She'Biksav, the oral Torah and the written Torah. Gemara is actually Torah She'Ba'al Peh. It's the oral Gemara, so why is it written down? All of the facts and information that children will need to give them the background to the beginning of this beautiful body of learning is in the booklet. I'm going to concentrate on two lessons and just walk you through them, so it might give you an idea of what this workbook is about and why it's here. So lesson 5 actually deals with the layout of a page, just a roadmap to a page of Gemara, how the numbering system works. For example, here is Daf Chaf Aleph. Gemara is not numbered just like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's an Amar Aleph, side 1 and side 2. The pages go in Hebrew. So even that can be a barrier if the child doesn't know that. This is the body, is the Gemara itself. On this side you have the commentary of Rashi. On this side you have the commentary of Tosfos. So if you can read this lesson, it goes through exactly how this page layout works, and there are review questions that are really structured like a textbook would be, with different types of thinking skills to allow kids to retain the learning in a number of ways that are very educationally sound. So we have these pages, there's true or false, there's vocabulary review, and lesson 6 is actually introducing the children to the actual give and take of Gemara. That's called Shakla V'Tarya. It's the back and forth of Gemara. And Rabbi Spivak, the author of this book, our very, very talented 5th grade Rebbe, came up with an absolutely brilliant way of explaining this to kids, of how to follow the bouncing ball, so to speak, of Gemara. And I'm going to walk you through this because it's really a masterpiece. David asks his brother Chaim, do you know what Mommy's making for supper? Chaim answered, we're having hamburgers. I know this because I saw Mommy take some ground beef out of the freezer this morning. Well, responded David, that doesn't mean anything. Maybe we will be having meatballs. Chaim ended all doubt when he said that's true, but she also went to the store and bought hamburger buns. Now, if you look at these 5 steps, a she'ela is a question. It's actually a request for information. A teretz is an answer to that she'ela. A raya is a proof. A dechia is when we refute a proof. And a raya is when we finally prove the conclusion of this discussion. Now, just imagine that you're a child getting introduced to this foreign language and having to follow the bouncing ball, as I said, through these steps. And here it actually goes through very, very similar to the way a Gemara would approach it. This is a question, what's Mommy making for supper? The Gemara will ask, when do you have to return a lost object? Or what time do we daven Ma'ariv? And then there's an answer, we're having hamburgers. So that's a teretz, a response to this question. And I'll prove it to you, okay? And then we ask, well, maybe it's not a perfect proof. And we come with the final answer. This is really a very good way of explaining exactly how practical the book is in terms of giving parents this information. So there are sample pages. You can go to bbchumash.com. These are the review questions for lesson number 6, one side and the other. And again, it's a practical handbook that will give children the background skills for Gemara. All the pricing information is on that website. I really encourage you to have a look at it and really give your kids every single chance to succeed at Gemara. Thank you very much.